So yeah, the right wing is working so hard to downplay the value of Brittany Griner that they are like engaging in all sorts of like racist and sexist attacks against her, right? Like calling her just a WNBA star is like sort of a veiled low key sexist attack because it's like, oh, she's nobody, because like the implication is like, oh, nobody cares about women's sports, right? Like, oh, she's just a female athlete. Like, yeah, like I said before, it's like they don't value women, especially like women athletes, because they think like being an athlete is a man's job. But new conspiracy theory just dropped about Brittany Griner. She is a man because she's got a deeper voice than most male baritone singers. Well, first of all, she is an athlete, right? She's a basketball player. She's like 6 foot something, really tall. So she's clearly very masculine, probably has high T levels, right? Yeah, and also they're black, and yeah, black people apparently like, or black women have more like male characteristics sometimes at least. Yeah, why do they keep doing this to cis black women? Yeah, this was a thing with Michelle Obama, right? There were all sorts of conspiracies about how Michelle is a trans woman, a former man, because she has like really thick arms or something, as if women don't have like big arms, or so, as if women can't work out and get muscle on their arms, right? Hmm. Yeah, so this is like a classic like racist attack, like, oh, black women don't look feminine enough, right? Or they don't appear feminine enough. And it's sexist, of course, because average sports fan says, look at LeBron James. He's blessed with his godly genetics. He was born to be an athlete. But also, when they say the same thing about a female athlete, they say, look at Brittany Griner, she must be a man because there's no way a woman could be so blessed genetically. Right? There's no way a woman could be that good at sports, right? Yeah, they're so sexist that like when a woman achieves what a man can achieve, they're like, oh, she's no, there's no way she's actually a woman. She must be a man in disguise, right? Yeah. Oh no, now there's a bunch of like trans people now who will be like interrogated and questioned, or like there's a trans panic going on right now, right? So there's going to be all sorts of like conspiracies about, there's this whole like transvestigation thing, right? Where it's like where it's like examining cis people's features to like find reasons to say that they're trans, right? Like people who are obviously cisgender, like they're trans because their jawline isn't as masculine or something. I sincerely thought it was Pete Davidson for a solid 5 seconds. Pete Davidson playing Brittany Griner. Big black lady is obviously a dude because she has a deep voice. Yeah. Literal NPC response. Yeah, and Republicans are talking a lot about Paul Whelan right now, right? Because they want to make it seem like this is a bad deal. Like, oh, why didn't they get Paul Whelan? They could have, but instead we got Brittany Griner. Well, yeah. Apparently Trump could have gotten Paul Whelan out of custody, or he could have at least talked about Paul Whelan during his presidency, right? But he never did. Former President Trump appears to have mentioned my brother Paul Whelan's wrongful detention more in the past 24 hours than he did in the last 2 years of his presidency, during which Paul was held hostage by Russia, which is 0 times. I don't suggest he cares any more now than he did then, which is 0%. Yeah. So yeah, they're clearly pretending to care about this now, just to like shit on Biden and his deal. Oh, and apparently, yeah, people are saying like Brittany Griner's woke, right? She's a woke athlete because she kneeled for the national anthem a few times, which, right? Oh, and she's a lesbian too, right? You know they don't like that. A big, strong woman, an athlete who is a lesbian, you know you can't have that. No way. Yeah. Yeah, if you didn't care about January 6th, then why are you complaining about Brittany kneeling for the national anthem? So, this is U.S. Marine Trevor Reed, who Biden got released from Russia. His release was delayed by Republicans like MTG. He said Trump failed to fight for his release, and Russians are big fans of MAGA. Yeah, not a huge surprise there, right? Yeah. Russians love Trump because Russians are right-wing authoritarians, right? And those kind of people love Trump so much, all the time. Yeah, and if anything, rumors of Trump being some kind of Russian asset, while there is no like solid evidence to back that up, it certainly seems totally plausible, right? Because Russians are very fond of him, and yeah, Trump has done a lot of good things for Russia, or has helped Russia in very certain ways, right? So Trevor Reed got released. Let me see. Yeah, I did not hear about this, actually. Trevor Reed has been calling out Republican hypocrisy. Everyone knows President Trump would have negotiated Brittany Griner's release by now. And then, yeah. Trevor Rowdy Reed. Oh, and he's got the Ukraine flag in the bio. Nice. Based. Big thanks to President Trump for getting myself and Paul Whelan out of Russia. Yeah. So, yeah, Trump could have negotiated, or at least tried to negotiate these people's releases, but they didn't. How did the GOP delay him from being released? See how exactly. People are not freed because of a resolution from a member of Congress. That's solely a State Department matter. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so Marjorie Taylor Greene, as usual, did some dumb shit. So, Trevor Reed, U.S. Marine, recently released from Russian detention after spending almost 1,000 days in the country, criticized MTG for impeding a vote on a resolution calling for his release. I thank them for voting against a bill that was only about getting American political prisoners out of Russia, Reed said sarcastically during an interview with Jake Tapper. The resolution was introduced in March 2021, days before Reed's hearing in Russian courts. Greene, in protest of Joe Biden's COVID-19 stimulus package, asked for roll call votes for all measures, which delayed the vote on Reed's resolution. Yeah. That's so dumb. Like, it's obviously virtue signaling, right? Yeah, the right loves to complain about the left virtue signaling, even though nobody virtue signals more than a Republican, right? Asking for roll call votes as in, like, asking them to, like, I don't know, have more debates over like the COVID stimulus package, which had to be passed, right? I know it like is bad for inflation or whatever, but COVID stimulus was passed under Trump too because it was necessary. How do you justify that? That's embarrassing to me that anyone who represents the United States would vote against something, like that. The Russians love that. Yeah, they're all big fans of those congressmen who did that. Yeah, again, all these right-wing politicians doing things that Russia likes, whether that's by coincidence or whether they're in league with Russia. You know, it's up to speculation at this point. Better not ever see that happen again to any other Americans, Reed said, because I promise that I will be at every single campaign that that person runs for the rest of their life. Cool. Yeah. Apparently Trevor Reed seems like a cool guy, whereas Paul Whelan really does not. The Marine Corps did not lobby to free their son. They were not appreciative of Ted Cruz's lack of assistance. Yeah, I'm sure Ted Cruz, yeah, did not do much. Detained in Moscow in 2019 after being convicted of attacking Russian police. Based. Yeah, attacking Russian police, probably more justified than even attacking American police. His family said he suffered during his stay in a Russian prison, getting a broken rib and catching COVID. Oof. Well, catching COVID is kind of unavoidable. Yeah, American prisons are not great either, but at least you don't get beaten. Well, usually you don't. It does happen. But, yeah. American prisons were not good with COVID-19. Released on April 27th, parts of a prisoners exchange between Russia and the US, swapped for Konstantin Yaroshenko, a Russian pilot sentenced for drug smuggling. Honestly, yeah, that's a pretty good trade, I'd say. But yeah, I'd like to hear the story of attacking the police officer. Actually, why don't we do that? Russian soldier grabbing and tossing away Ukrainian grenades moments before they explode. Lying by himself in a trench when Ukrainian drone drops 2 grenades on him. Why doesn't this guy just surrender? Like, jeez. He probably does not want to be there, does he? Ooh, a bomber and a fighter plane collided at Texas air show. I heard about this, actually. Yeah. Were the pilots okay? Probably not. Oof. Yo. Ukraine claims world's second longest sniper kill. Shared footage that shows the second longest kill on record. More than 1.5 miles. Okay, I kind of want to... Oh, wait. Whoops. Okay. Convicted of attacking Russian police. A drunk who got himself shit-faced. Oh, Putin said this. A U.S. Marine veteran who imprisoned Russia. I mean, honestly, probably true, right? But, hey. He's in Russia, what else are you gonna do, right? When in Russia, do as Russians do, and drink vodka until you blackout drunk. Got was shit-faced and started a fight. Sentenced in July to 9 years in prison after being convicted, assaulting 2 Russian police officers while drunk in 2019. Tested positive for COVID in prison. While the case against the 29-year-old flimsy, and Reed's family is calling on President Joe Biden to intervene, etc. In an interview with NBC News that aired Monday, Putin said Reed's sentence was fair and labeled him a drunk. Your guy, the Marine. He's just a drunk and a troublemaker. As they say here, he got himself shit-faced. As we say in Russia, he got shit-faced. Started a fight. Among other things, he hit a cop. It's nothing. Just a common crime, there's nothing to it. I mean, it could be that, or it could be, like, they imprisoned a Marine to use as a bargaining chip, right? That seems, plausible. Anyways. Yeah, MTG. Being a dumbass, yet again, virtue signaling. Yeah. So yeah, Brittany Griner was referred to as solely a WNBA player, not the 2-time gold medal winning Olympic champion who represented her country to the fullest. Brought both pride and gold home to America. Yeah. Clearly, yeah. Calling someone a WNBA player is a veiled misogynist insult against like women. And then the freedom of speech crowd will piss their pants if someone doesn't get access to the biggest platforms to spew bigoted trash. Yeah, Elon Musk buying Twitter to unban Nazis. But then they seethe at Brittany Griner not having to do hard labor in a Russian camp for saying America has some racism issues. Yeah. Basically, like, oh, she kneeled during the national anthem? Yeah, throw that bitch away, is what they're saying. Yeah, Brittany Griner kneeled while Paul Whelan served. Guess which one we left? Hurrah. Paul Whelan was court-martialed by the Marine Corps and received a bad conduct discharge about after being convicted of multiple charges of larceny, dereliction of duty, identity fraud, false statements, and check fraud. Yeah. Not not a great guy, yeah. If anything, he's the one who got himself shit-faced in Russia, and yeah, got himself fucked, it seems. Apparently, like, he's some kind of, he might have been some kind of spy for America. Like, America denies it, but of course they're going to deny it, right? If you're upset about Brittany Griner protesting on the national anthem, wait till I tell you about the time a bunch of rabid chumpers attacked the Capitol, yeah, etc. Okay, well, I'm starting to think maybe the flaming white hot insane MAGA hatred of Brittany Griner might just be about her race and sexual orientation. Maybe. Oh yeah. You forgot her sex too. I guess I forgot to mention her sexual orientation, because like she's gay, which means she I think I did mention that. Yeah, she's gay as hell, and she's a strong, independent woman who don't need no man. Yeah, Brittany Griner is gonna smoke up a big fat joint once she gets home. Hell yeah. She cut it because to prepare for the Russian winter, every time she washed it, she would get cold. Ooh. You would think having long hair would, like, keep you warm, right? It would keep your head warm, but I guess, yeah. Maybe in Russian prison they don't have warm water. I mean, not surprising, yeah, Russia's a shithole. But anyway. Yeah, I think this is a good place to end it. I hope Brittany Griner gets home soon and smokes a big fat joint and just makes passionate love with her wife and maybe some other people, right? Yeah, live it up, girl. You deserve it after 10 months in a Russian prison. Yeah. Well, thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Might split this into 2 videos, because I always go longer than I think I will, right? And this is long enough to be 2 videos, right? People are more likely to watch like a 20-minute video than a 40-minute video. So if I have 2 20-minute videos, then that's like twice the views, or like more than twice the views, right? Okay. Bye-bye.